Today is February the 17th, 2021. This is the Service Hero Show, 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and I am your host. This is the show where we share inspiring stories that are inspiring others. So let's do this. I am joined today by a cast of many, and let me make sure I've got everybody here. I do now. And we are today going to be sharing with you all the art of connections. Yes, the art of connections. I know that my buddies understand this because we believe in healing through connections. However, did you know that connections can be in so many different ways? Networking out there as an entrepreneur, you need to have your circle of friends. You have that 6 degrees of separation. We've all heard these things. Also, these days, the days of COVID. Yes, we all know these days. Today is February the 17th, 2021. What is happening? Well, the world is still in a state of flux. However, the good news is that business is alive and well. And what we are going to be doing today is we are going to be learning about a book that for 365 days, yes, of awesome, wink, wink, you guys can be a part of what we are doing right now, and that is making history. We are going to see a #1 bestseller take place, and we need all of you to join us this hour, because not only are we all here service heroes, and you'll all see why in this hour, but you out there, you too are a service hero, and you're going to be able to see how we together collectively can make a difference in this world. I am going to introduce the 3 that are going to actually lead the discussion today, wherever you may be in the world, because this is, yes, an international show. Please shout out where you're from and that you yourself have bought the book. Yes, we're talking about a book. And let me share, what does that book look like? The Art of Connection. This is the book. This is the book, guys. All right, so I am going to be now introducing the publisher of the book and the 2 main authors. And let me show names right now. Here we go. Yes, they're not going to be, because some people are having like, okay, yes, not here. However, I want to introduce Becky Norwood. She is the publisher of this book. And also Dr. Karen Perkins and Robert W. Jones. They are the co-authors, and the rest of us are contributors. So welcome. I am now turning the show over to you 3.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world.
We're delighted to be here. We have so much good to share, so thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for everyone being on the show. I'm excited to be here with Tamara, Dr. Karen, and Becky today, and contributors to the book, The Art of Connection, 365 Days of Networking Quotes by Entrepreneurs, Business Owners, and Influencers.
And, I've got the book. Yes, I do, Tamara. I got the ebook, and I already ordered the book. And I went through that thing. I tell you, I'd already seen most of the quotes and thoughts, but going through it again, it was just inspirational. And a lot of my friends that have gotten it already have just said, oh, my goodness, thank you so much for inviting us to know about this. And I am now a hero. I am a service hero in a different way because I told them about it and they were excited that they've got 365 days of quotes that they can look at anytime they want.
What was fun about putting this book together is I got to read every single quote, every single thought, every single question that is in this book. And I was just struck by the awesomeness, the wisdom, the story, the kind of storytelling that was woven throughout the entire book, and feel so privileged to be a part of this ability. I'm also in the book. Ta-da.
Yes, she is. Everybody on this group is.
But it's been a real work of heart, and when you get a chance to see this, the hearts, the shine, people expressing their truth, their wisdom, to bring it to the world in this way, what an honor. Thank you. Thank you for that.
And I want to add, I mean, there's been a lot of happiness, there's been a lot of tears, there's been a lot of struggles, there's been a lot of like, let's just get it done. I mean, all-nighters. I mean, everything that you can think of, we've had during the course of this book, some of the most unchallenging and uncertain times ever. But quite frankly, what really makes this book wonderful is I've had two people so far call me and said, you know what, this book allowed me to get the courage to say, you know what, I'm going to write a book for myself someday. And I thought to myself, I'm like, it's only one page. But, here's the thing. That page creates a place for people to take that first step and start walking. And that's what I'm really excited about, that this book is going to do for others. It is about inspiration. It is about hope. And it's about us in this room, supporting others so they can put on those shoes and they can start running. That's what I really love about this book.
Amen.
I'm sorry to interrupt your words. I want to encourage everyone to understand what to do to support this book launch. This book looks like this: The Art of Connection. I want you all to get your phones out, because if you are a Kindle reader, it is such a deal that you will definitely want this in your Kindle collection, and check it every single day. You can go to Amazon.com, and then there is put in there The Art of Connection, or even better yet, we can put in the link to the comments right now, and so that you guys can very simply just boop, be done, get it, and then you can also be putting your comments in there about how much it is changing your life, how much it is inspiring you on a daily basis, because this might just be the quote. There might be a quote, a nugget, a word of wisdom that is going to then say, okay, I can do this. It's time. It is time. So I want to really encourage everyone right now, and then also let you know that we are on live on the E360 TV platform. That means if you have a smart device, sometimes they're smarter than we are, guys. If you have a smart device, go to your app store, E360 TV, go ahead and download it. You can go to Positive Vibrations and watch it there live, or you can go to social media or E360TV.com. Get your friends watching this right now. Let's launch this book to #1. Okay, back to you.
Thank you.
I kind of want to introduce, because there's so many great people on this show with us, and Sony and the Meadors, Meador Effect, everything's better if Meador. Laurel Pendle, who I've known for 26 years, believe it or not. I mean, we went through the Green Day times, right? Remember that? Kenyatta, I feel like I'm with my new best friend. Jonathan Bengel, who made me almost undress on air. And of course, Angel, who just gets your Reiki up. I mean, it's totally incredible. And a lot of people, sometimes there's always a story before the story. And this book really came about with me and my wife in the house one day. And I had this exciting idea, Tamara, that, I wanted to help the world. I did a lot of things in the background. You and I've, talked a couple of times on your show before. And I'm a cancer survivor. And, I'm a child who struggled through, I call it criminal shyness as a kid to someday get on stage. And I started looking in the community around me. And I made a call to Dr. Karen, and I said, Karen, I have this book. I have all these quotes that I've collected for years for this little networking group called Network Together. And I said, I don't know if I want to do it. I will go to my wife and I said, I have all these quotes, and she goes to me only like a wife would. She's like, well, who wants to read a bunch of quotes by you? And I'm like, oh my God, my heart sunk to the ground, and I thought, oh my goodness. And she's like, she's like, no, honey, I love you. I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was you have all these incredible quotes. Why don't you bring people with you? And I said, you know what? I love you. My wife, smart idea. And so I started looking around for people who might want to, co-author this book with me. And I was actually a little bit shy to get Dr. Karen on the phone, but I met her at this event, and I thought she is a wow woman. And she has worked magic and talked with my son, and he just loves and adores her. And she was the first one to say, you know what, I will do that with you. And I'll say this again and again. She gave me the inspiration to say, you know what, I'm going to do this thing. And so I want to say thank you for that. And then it kept going further. Then it went to Becky, Norwood. And, and Becky got this crazy idea. We want all these people to be in the book. And she looked at me, she rolled her eyes, and she's like, oh my gosh, no, not another one of those. But you know what, for Dr. Karen and I and everyone else that's here, thank goodness she said yes. And that's what was the start of it. So just a little bit of background on how that got started, Tamara.
I always say that publishing a book or even authoring a book, probably more importantly to say, it's not for the faint of heart. There's so much that goes into this to make it powerful, to make it good. And for what Robert and Karen did to bring so many people together for this kind of an occasion, that's a huge feat. That is something, so for some, it takes 2-3 years to do. They did it in record time, and they were able to really just pull this together. And if you take the time, and even if you only read one thought a day, one question, one page a day, and ponder what's been said, and take a journal, keep a journal with you to use to really to record your thoughts, because this will help you up level your life. It will help you be inspired to get through whatever things that are going on in your life. So it's so very important. Yeah.
Well, can I just tell you something? Because Jeff and I are so thrilled that you all collaborated the way you did. Because really, Jeff and I just met literally 1.5 years after my late husband passed away. And I never thought I would have a connection with somebody, with another man, like I do with him, like I did with my late husband. And when you came out with the Art of Connection, well, that just speaks our language, Robert. I mean, I don't know how you came up with the title, but man, that just spoke to us.
I have to say, wow, Donna, wow. I love that story. I'm going to have to find out more about the two of you. It's like, that's what's so wonderful about a collaboration situation and networking. Guys, again, clue, wink, wink. This is about networking. And yes, we're talking networking like entrepreneurs. We're talking business owners. We're talking influencers. We're talking about life. What is it? I mean, Donna is right there. I love it. Life continues, and sometimes we can assume things about it, and yet you never know. And right here, and in the event that's going to be happening and the events that are happening today around this launch, there is going to be an opportunity for many people to do that, if you will, online networking. I loved it. Bring your own cookies. I mean, it's like, okay, that brings a whole new idea about the bring your own. And yet the idea of coming together, networking, getting to know different people from different areas. And I would never have known your story unless we were here today, taking this opportunity. Thank you for taking that big step, Robert and Karen. And oh my goodness, can we just say, just what an incredible Becky to be a publisher of something like this. amazing. And I'd love to, if it's all right with you, I'd love to just right now have everybody have an opportunity to say who they are, where are you from, and why, what is it that you do for, if you will, your day job, and why did you join this project? And why don't we start, well, let's start right below me, Donna, and your amazing husband there. Let's start with the two of you.
Okay, I'll just quick do a follow-up, and then I'll hand the baton over to Jeffrey. Again, I think I'm a big believer, Tamara, in out of adversity is what propels us forward to the place we want to go. And I've always been an empowerment coach. I'm a woman certified empowerment coach, but I didn't launch into the area of really embracing women to understand their value and self-worth as they go out dating again until I was in that situation one more time. So, I never thought I'd be walking down the aisle to get married at 60 years old. And now my passion, my obsession is to help women understand their value in the midst of adversity, take responsibility, figure out, there's a lot that goes into it, but my late husband catapulted me forward into this. So I have a lot of reason to be grateful and blessed. And of course, one of the reasons is sitting next to me. So I go ahead, honey, tell them why it's so cool that we're like jiving together now, Tamara. We're like jiving together. It's really exciting.
It is. It's wonderful. Donna and I we live in Arizona, feel very blessed to have been brought together. And now our message, our program is called The Matter Effect. Donna has her own show as well, Daily Dose of Donna. I have a program called The Men Behind the Power. My message to men is for men that are in long-term relationships, committed relationships, marriages with strong women. A lot of men, they're intimidated by those women. And so I try to help them to walk in what you've been called to walk in, as well as to help her be everything she can be. From those two separate things, we came into the Meta Effect. And now we are on together, and we talk about life, we talk about connections, and we talk about communication, which is huge. And we see a real problem with that in society today. People have closed off, and we want them to get back to communicating.
Which is why we had to be in the book.
It makes complete sense to me. Makes complete sense. Well, your story is fascinating. Absolutely. We'll have to have you guys back and find out more about it, because wow, I could. Yes, buddies, I know. They're all like, okay, yeah, we want to hear more about this. But
and you gotta know.
Get the book. We're you want the book. Remember, what does it look like? Here we go. It looks like this. We want you to get that book, Art of Connection, and then we will be finding out more. Okay, Dr. Sony Sunshine Jackson, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are from, and why did you get to be a part of what attracted you to be a part of this project?
Well, I am in, not so sunny today, but normally sunny Cape Canaveral, Florida, just north of Cocoa Beach, by a mile. And at 1 a.m., I think we had a shuttle launch last night. Not shuttle, but SpaceX threw something up in the air. Anyway, the Art of Connection, and truthfully, knowing Karen and knowing Robert and Sean and actually Kenyatta and Angel and you, Tamara, we are all about connecting. And, quite often you and I, Tamara, talk about being the semiconductors, connectors of the world, that, I know this person and I know this person. And I was just telling Robert this morning that somebody I knew from the UK group is also in the book, and somebody from one of my networks here in Florida is also in the book. Actually, a couple people from my network here in Florida. So I was just like, connections, I'm in. And, Robert and Sean came and said, hey, this is coming up. And I'm like, what? I know people. And they all have amazing things to say, because, like attracts like, and connectors attract another connector. And I just wanted to spread that joy across all of them that I'm a part of. And so that's why I wanted to be part of this.
Okay, sorry for the connection or the lack of connection sometimes, guys, because we are really walking through and making sure that we're muting ourselves between each other. So there's a little bit of a gap that normally is not taking place. So and Jonathan, next, you are up. So let's find out. You are the one that takes the opportunity to sometimes. I was hearing you before we went live, and I'm like, oh, comic relief, or is it? I mean, but then I'm looking at that word behind you, and I'm thinking, okay, there's a connection here. So let's find out about you. Who are you? Where are you at? And why did you get involved?
Yeah, who am I? That is the question I think that we all ask ourselves all the time. But before I go any further, you have to have Donna and Jeff bring their music with them on the show because they're amazing singers and performers. So just had to throw that out there. So that's why I was doing the air guitar, because I was like, I see their show, I watch. All right. Who are you? This is a question that we ask ourselves all the time. And who I am is I'm a business profit tax coach, teacher extraordinaire. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and I'm an entrepreneur. And what I do really well is I guide small business women entrepreneurs through the darkness of taxation. And I shine the light to financial happiness. And I do that by removing the barriers of judgment, the barriers of fear, the barriers of the not knowing. Because the truth is that we don't really know what we're doing until someone exposes it, right? Someone says, this is what's happening in your life. That's why I created my show, Naked Tax Talk, where we bear down to the naked truth about our personal lives, money lives, and business lives. Because what I know to be true for myself, for who I am, is that the moment that I accepted who I was in all of its glory and not glorious moments, there are no words and there's no actions that can prevent us from fulfilling our life's purpose. And so this is why I create everything that I create, including I have a program, call it Rapid Tax Savings Formula. We talk about the 5 pillars of profits. Again, all designed to help women to take back their power. Because if I know there's anything true in this life, is that women are treated like second-class citizens. Gay men like me are treated like seventh level citizens, right? But there's one area that we all are equal: tax law. So that's really what I know to do. So I help women to really navigate through that and find the equality inside of tax law. Because like my book, I have a book too. I wrote a book last year that also says that Uncle Sam basically does not want your money if you're an entrepreneur.
Ooh, wow. I mean, yeah, let's just do this, guys. All right. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so my first question for you before we go on to my next, our Shine On Queen. Yes, we love her. Before we go there, though, do you only work with women?
I do not. I mean, obviously, I work with men as well. I would say I work with sensitive men, right? Because there are men like Jeff who just said it himself right now. He is the man behind the scenes helping Donna be fabulous, right? There has to be a degree of sensitivity there. There has to be a degree of understanding there, right? It's not this machismoism. I'm the alpha male in the room, right? So it's not just women, but that's who my target audience is when I'm appearing in life.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for what you're doing. Absolutely. Thank you for what you're doing. And yes, that is right. The taxman does, it's kind of like in the world that we talk about in my nonprofit, that cancer sees no boundaries, no geographics, no anything. It doesn't matter. It's equal opportunity. And the tax situation, so guys, it's like, okay, both of those sometimes in life we may be presented. However, it's a matter of how we show up and what kind of tools we have and how we end up going there, what the outcome is. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Cannot wait to learn more. Okay, Shine On Queen, your time. Tell us all about what it is that you do, Angel Marie, and where are you, and why did you get involved in the book, and anything else you want to do, because I know you are amazing. Shine on.
Thank you so much. And everybody here, let's put your hands up, and everybody at home, let's do the shine on shake and kind of get moving a little bit. Get that chi up, because you know I'm going to work with your energy. Beautiful. And you keep talking about shine, don't you? You just keep talking about how everybody's shining, right? And oh, thank you all for being that heroes, for putting yourself out there, you know? And what I do is I help you. I'm an expert with energy. I'm a Reiki master, angel card reader. Plus, I'm an international speaker, and I'm a 2-time international best-selling author. Today, we're going to be 3-time. Yeah, come on, everybody. Yes, 3-time for me. And that's so exciting that I get to contribute the way I have. And, you know, you work with the 5 secrets, 5 keys, right, Sony? And the 5 keys are shine. S is for share. H is for heal. I is for ignite. N is for notice, be aware. And E is for what, everybody? Energy, right? So that's what I work to help people in my empowerment coaching, and plus distant Reiki healing, but also I help in emceeing and co-hosting events to really keep that vibration up there. Yes, keep the vibration going and that energy. I am blessed. Now, when Robert called me and he said, Angel, we're getting ready. We're going to do a book. I'm in. I mean, it was that quickly. I'm in. Sean and Robert, and then Dr. P, Dr. Perkins. I mean, man, absolutely. Because I know that when you touch something, it is coming from the heart. You're very heart-centered, network together, everything. And, you know, we really are all as one. And what makes us really, all of us from out the world, and Tamara, you put it right. Cancer has no bounds. It really doesn't. But what else brings us all together is we all are emotional. We are all emotional. No matter what happens, we have those emotions. And those emotions create your day. And that's what I help to get you unstuck. So I want to shout out to you too, Tamara, for having this Service Heroes. I've been with you from the beginning, I believe, and I will always be here to support the heroes in whatever I can do with the buddies. Thank you all. And everybody, let's just do that again, because it really brings your chi up, your energy, and it nurtures you. So shine on, shine on. Thank you.
Shine on. Thank you. In fact, you know, it's really interesting. You and Robert, right above you, were both at the very first event I ever went to before I ever knew I would be going to events. It was to support one of my senior advisors at an event where she was being given an award in Phoenix. And I met you both there, and you guys have been there since the beginning. Thank you. Thank you. So many people here have been here with us for so long. Yet I love it, because you have the people that have been with you since nearly the beginning, and then you start learning and growing and meeting their circle of influence, networking, right? And you start to be able to open up and expand with others. And that is what is inspiring about this show today, inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. Laurel, you're one of the new ones that I get to meet, and I'm so excited to meet you. I love the red and everything, and your beautiful smile there. Why don't you tell us about yourself? Where are you, and what attracted you to this project?
Well, thank you so much, Tamara. I'm thrilled to be on your show today. And I've known Robert for, gosh, I don't want to date myself, but over 2 decades at this point. So we've done a lot of business together, and we're personal friends as well. So yeah, I was thrilled to be able to be part of this book. And it's written by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs and business leaders. So it's right up my alley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm the founder of LP BC Services. We help struggling organizations with sales and marketing and public relations support. So in my business model, I'm always encouraging clients to do a give back component in whatever business model that they have. If it's a personal brand or if it's a thriving organization, if they're not giving back to the community in some way, shape, or form, I'm always encouraging them to do that. And that's a big part of my business model and what I encourage others to do. And I bought my ebook already a couple of days ago. So I've been flipping through the pages and super excited. I know a lot of the authors and contributing authors in here. And I've had a chance to meet Karen, Dr. Perkins, and of course, I've known Robert and Sean for years. And I'm just so blessed and grateful that I had an opportunity to be part of this wonderful community.
Okay, well, welcome to the Service Heroes Show, and cannot wait. I want to already welcome all of you. We're going to get you scheduled, guys. Yes, you're getting a tease like, okay, I want to know more. Well, we will make that happen, because each one, I will say, if Robert and Karen decided that yes, they wanted to include these particular authors and the authors the contributors of the book, then we know that they're making a difference out there in the world. We want to get to know your stories. Kenyatta, I have to say, I loved your welcome to me on LinkedIn. How wonderful is that? Because, the energy and yes, exactly. When you're getting to know someone new and then you don't even reach out to them, they reach out to you and they say, I'm so excited. Welcome. Let's get to know each other. That is what it's all about too. And so I am excited that you're here. I can't wait to hear what your story is, who you are, where are you, and what attracted you to this project.
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me be here with all these amazing people. I'm so excited and just honored, flat out. This is really, really cool. So my name is Kenyatta. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And who am I? I'm an outgoing, fast-paced influencer. What does that mean? That is my behavioral superpower. And that is actually what I do. I help people to decode their behavioral superpowers and optimize their performance using validated behavioral insights. That's a mouthful, but that is what I do. I absolutely love helping people see like where they are behaviorally and then where they want to go from there. So I wanted to be a part of this because Donna said, hey, Kenyatta, you should check this out. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I will do that. I've known Donna for almost 7 years now. I've been on this journey from that point with her and through her life and meeting Jeffrey and them getting married and all the good things. And, she is my heart, my soul, just much love for both of them. So when she sent me a text going, hey, you should check this thing out. And I'm like, you doing that thing? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm in, because I just know and love and trust her. And she is a, very successful author. I've learned so much from her through our years of working together with Legal Shield and just friends and family and just my heart. So that's really why. And then when I started paying a little closer attention after I said yes, I was like, oh yeah, this completely makes sense. And as far as connection is concerned and how things are designed, I don't think there's any accidents. I think we put energy out into the ether and it comes back. It hears what we're saying. We align on frequencies. And when I met certain people through other people like Dr. Karen, and we chatted about a couple things, and I knew, and even Jonathan, I was like, we're going to come back to each other again in some sort of way. And when I saw that was the connection, I was like, get out of here. And then I see that Jonathan, I remember meeting him at the E-Women Network meeting. I don't know if you remember, Jonathan, we sat there outside. Actually, we got yelled at because we were drinking wine in the little bar area of the restaurant. It's like an afternoon. It was that we were done, with a few of us sitting out there and people came out and they said, shh. And we all looked around like, wait, are we not sitting in this bar in this middle of this restaurant in the middle of the day, having a glass of wine? There's like 7 or 8 of us there laughing. And they came out, they're like, there's people having a conference next door and they're saying you're being too loud. And we're like, so we're at the bar in this restaurant in a hotel. So I remember we sat and had a great conversation. And Robert, I've known you, we've crossed paths in and out. I remember seeing you in Scottsdale at a networking together meeting many years ago. I mean, it's just the connection is real. Like these frequencies align when they're supposed to in all these different ways. And I just love being a part of that. So there are no accidents. This is where I'm supposed to be right now in this moment. I'm honored and gracious to be here. And yeah, just super excited. So, oh, and then behavior. Let me go back to something else. So here's what I'll share really quick. Donna and Jeff, I'm gonna tell your business real quick. So when I help people understand what their behavioral superpowers are, they basically take an exercise and it tells them, which style there are. There's 10. Influencer is one of them, which is why I said that. That's mine. Donna is an engager. And she's known that for a while. And so, there's more to that, but we just had Jeffrey take his exercise just today. Cause I'm like, Jeff, why hasn't he done this yet? And I text her, I'm like, look, you better make this happen. And she did. And he is an engager as well. So I thought that was very interesting. So I owe them a relationship comparison report where I'm going to put both of those reports together and we'll talk about some of the gaps and some of the similarities, but you're both are engagers. And I thought that was kind of cool. So I just wanted to share your business, telling the people all about you. That's it. I'm looking forward to get to know everyone else better as well. Becky and Dr. Sony Jackson and Laurel and Angie.
Amazing energy and fun. What a great group. Okay, so now we're up on the top row and we're going to start to my left. Dr. Karen Perkins. I'll never forget meeting you for the very first time and having time to visit. You were so amazing and gracious. And I think it was the very first time I ever had like a true camera interview as I was first starting out. And you were like, okay, you got it. We went through it. And what fun was that? And now to be a part of, full life circle moment that we are together and you and Robert are the co-authors and we're contributing. Love to know. Okay, so you got the call and let's go from there. Who are you and where are you? And then why are you one of the two co-authors of this book?
Well, I don't know. I am Karen. I'm Dr. Karen Perkins, and I am known as the KPI Authority, and that's Key Performance Indicators. And I help a lot of businesses and individuals get things in order, find out what their core values are, and then reach their goals, set their goals according to them. And I am one of the country's top 5 organizational change managers. Woo woo. But I want to back up and say, the moment you walked into the room, Tamara, I knew that was a connection I would want to have forever. And every time I saw you afterwards, I just was so thrilled because you are so filled with love and energy and knowledge. Just somebody everybody should know and be around. And that's the whole point of the art of connection. You connect with these people. And, I've met just about everybody on this call, and my heart is overflowing with gratitude because every person here has touched me in a way that I don't know that they'll ever know. And, I doubt most of you know this, but I got COVID twice, got it in the summer, it wasn't too bad, and then I got it at Thanksgiving time and almost died. I was supposed to go to the hospital and basically be done. And I said, no, I'm not going to die in the hospital. I'm going to die at home if I'm going to die. Damn it. I mean, darn it. I swore. And it was the people who truly love me who reached out, those connections that I had and said, I am so sorry you don't feel well. What can I do to support you? What can I do to be there for you? They weren't, why aren't you helping me? Or why can't you be there for me? It was, I support you. And that meant so much to me because it's hard when you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And that just made this book all the more important to me because we don't want to leave a legacy. We want to live a legacy. We don't want to wait until we die for people to remember what we stand for and what we're all about. We want to live that life and live it now so that we can live that legacy and be changing lives today. That's what it's all about. And, I look at Becky sitting next to me here on the screen. Becky bought into this project knowing it would be an 8 or a 9 project, and it ended up being a 27. And Becky's like, okay, 34, Karen, 34. So out of a scale of 1 to 10, she has put in 34. And it's just been amazing to watch her graciously say, one more thing, one more thing. And she's had a lot of unnecessary burden placed upon her shoulders, but she has just done a phenomenal, phenomenal job. And I just love everybody. And so many great people in the book, so many great people here in the room. And those that know me well know I'm always quoting somebody or something. It's usually my mom, who, by the way, is in the book. Thank you, guys. I'm always quoting my mom. And my favorite quote she didn't put in the book is, "You can't get hit in the face with a tomato unless your head is above the crowd." And, all of the people in the book have their heads above the crowd. So here's tomatoes in your face to you. And I'm happy for you for them. Woohoo! So there you go. I love quotes, and I think everybody honestly needs this book just to have those quotes and inspirations to live by.
I love it. I love it. And I want to recognize we have one of the other contributors here with us right now. Lisa, I'm glad you're here. And to all the other contributors, thank you for being a part of this. I am thrilled to get to know each and every one. And there is a party that's taking place, a launch party where we're going to get to meet more and more of the contributors, and would love to know more about that. And maybe as we're wrapping this up today, maybe we can be giving people the information on how they too can meet others, because this is only a portion. Guys, this is a show. We only had so many spaces on our little Brady Bunch tile thing going on here. However, we do want more of you to be able to meet more of the contributing authors. And Becky, how many contributing authors were there in Complete? And why don't you tell us again? You are the publisher. Everybody's referring to you and everything that you've done. Thank you for the work that you've put into this. It's beautiful. And how many contributors? Why did you jump onto the project, and where are you?
I am in Goodyear, Arizona, which is on the far west side. Everybody says it's East LA. But when I've been a part of Network Together for a while now, and have served in the Goodyear chapter, the West Valley chapter that's been changed the name to, and have served as a showcase chair, bringing in the speakers every week. And when I had this opportunity, I believe so strongly in the power of storytelling. And it's by standing in our power, standing and expressing the truth of life that I came into this work. Actually, when I first started, when I first published my own first book, it became a #1 international bestseller. And at that time, I had no idea I would be starting a publishing company. But from that first book became 2 more books that were with 50 other women between the 2 books. They were called We Choose to Thrive. And those stories, I was able to watch those women, often for the first time telling their story, go on to do amazing things. And in my book, it's called The Woman I Love. And it was my journey. I came up in a very, very abusive surrounding as a child. As I grew into adulthood, I had to really find my way and learn that what I grew up with was not normal. And, I knew my heart was good, my heart was pure, but I didn't have a healthy barometer of what life could really be like. But my heart told me way more. But when I finally sat down and wrote my story, it was like this incredible healing that took place. This incredible, wow, the perspective that it gave me. And to know that when I published my book and being able to share it out to the world, the number of people that reached out to me and said, thank you for having the courage to write something like that. And so that taught me some very, very important lessons, incredibly important. But on learning to express our truth, to grow from our past to, life is like photography. We develop from the negatives. We have so much that is at our fingertips if we allow ourselves to grow above and beyond and really be a heart of this. And, with this art of connection, there's something very vital. And, we've been through COVID and it's still not over. And we found a lot of us initially felt maybe a little bit isolated, wondering how we're going to do this. But in the throes of that, we bring art of connection to the forefront. And I read every one of these beautiful stories. And I think there's Robert, I'm not sure how many there was. I didn't count because there were so many pages, individual authors. But I think I know it's well over, probably more at around 150 people that actually stepped up to this. Amazing, truly a beautiful. But in the being able to connect together in that way, because I know Donna has worked with my mom, who's in Northern California, to help her to get her legal stuff taken care of. I've known Jonathan. I've worked with Angel, with Robert, and with Karen, and I've learned much from each one that I have the connection with, and that's what we're all here to do. We're all here to lift each other, and I personally get the privilege of I have over 350 authors I've brought to #1 bestseller. I worked with them from the beginning stages, and sometimes a book will come to me and it's, wow, dry. It's doesn't have the body of what needs to come. And we say, we need to incorporate story, or you will never reach the heart of those that you need to reach. And so sometimes with some of my authors, we've gone back and forth. Sometimes it's taken over a year, almost 2 years, to be able to draw those stories. But it's that stories are what has been with us since the beginning of time. And story is what that connecting fiber that brings us together. And while I focus on how are you going to use this book, what do you want to write your book for? Is it a tool for business growth? Is it a tool to leave a legacy? Is it a tool to really reach the hearts of those you need to connect with, that need to hear maybe a message that they've been feeling all alone? They don't think there's any hope for them. And all of a sudden they get a chance to read a book that says, wow, there's a whole different way of looking at this. And I too can rise above. And that's what we're all doing. Each one of us here, that's what we are doing. That's why we're here. We are here to serve. And I say it's time to stand up and be the impactful influencers that we can be, that we're here to be. Because the more of us that can shine that light, the ripple effect in the world just keeps growing and growing and growing. And, to me, the true testament, Tamara, is you. You yesterday made it available for us to really shift this to a much wider platform. And because I have E360 TV, but I just started a show. I've had one show. And so I don't have the following like you do. And so look at what you are doing. And you opened it up to give us this wonderful time to be able to connect, to get our message out even further, and to make all the difference in the world. And that's what we're here for. That's why we're here.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Becky, for your kind words, and and welcome to the E360 TV platform and family. I'll tell you, I'm proud to be a part of it, and I know you're going to enjoy anything that I can do to help you along the process. Let me know. I'm here for you, definitely. And Robert, as we are round the bend to you, you are the man that, okay, Sean, what do you think? What do you think about this? And that's, knowing you as I do, that's kind of who you are. It's like, what do you think? Let's put it out there. Let's get it going. Let's do this. And the idea of networking absolutely makes sense because I know who you are, but not everybody does. And so why don't you introduce yourself? You are the, if you will, the instigator, the one that started the flame, started this all thing going, and where are you? And then what's next? We and I will say this, we at the very beginning of the show, we said that we were going to be watching the numbers. And Becky did say that she was concerned that there was something wrong because we were on a really good clip. And then all of a sudden, everything is frozen. So, guys, I'm thinking that we are at number one. However, we don't know that for sure. So, and I want to say thank you, Ruben, for asking, about the name of the book. Guys, keep sharing this out. Keep going. Let's get this to a number one status, at least in the 3 categories. And if you know international people, hey, let's throw it out there to the international crowd. All right, Robert.
I'm pretty certain that it is already number one. It's just that for some reason they froze up on their algorithm. So it'll probably all of a sudden pop about 5 or 6 tonight, and then we'll be going like, oh, and really celebrating.
Okay.
Well, I agree with Becky. I agree with Dr. Karen. I believe with everyone's been stating on this show today. I mean, what I have found is we really are all family. Whether we look at it, men and women, young and old, we are family. And what I found in life from this book and even before is it's not about being apart from the family. It's about being a part of the family. It's about being together because it's our words, it's our feelings, it's our expressions, it's our learning, it's our love. We have to love. We make mistakes, we make incredible decisions, we fall down, we get up. You know what? But it's about doing things that are extra. It's about doing things that provide meaning. It's about doing things that create hope. And that's what I really look for in what we're all doing. I mean, we have talked about this word. I've heard it many times today. I take a class with Jonathan. I'm like the male, one. I'm like the only male. There I am within this class of all women. It's like, here I am. I must be sensitive guy. And it's really, really crazy because we talk about legacy so much. And so much of the time that we talk about legacy, we always talk about so much of the time stuff. And we talk about stuff more and more. And I still remember my son, Troy. I learned so much from him. I believe that we can all learn from our children. And he goes, Dad, why do you old people always talk about stuff? He's like, isn't the truest legacy being able to teach and train others so they can do the things that you didn't? I'm like, wow. He says, that's legacy, because if everything is taken away from you, you have the tools to do something. Because if you just have the stuff and you don't know how to use it, you can't do anything. And he's turning into an amazing kid. And I believe that we can all learn from our kids because they have so much. Now, my name is Robert Wesley Jones Jr. I am the owner and the founder of the iNetrepreneur Network. And I wanted to create a place where entrepreneurs could learn, earn, and learn how to earn. Because for so many networks, ABC, NBC, PBS, TBS, TNN, CNN, and all that, for some of us, we just don't have $250,000 to get on their stages, to get into their programs, and to be heard and seen, to grow and thrive. I always say, if you want your glow stick, you got to have a place to have it grow, that stick. And that's really what, we're attempting to do in the iNetrepreneur Network, is to give a platform for people to shine and have their voice, to learn so they can earn, and truly so we can share and have that connections. Did you know that the top words right now that are trending up and down in Google are connections? They're hope. It's giving something extra and having meaning and fun again. I mean, to me, the voice is out there. And what is the difference? The biggest difference is those that tie their shoes and they start their first steps. When we were together, Angel Marie and Tamara, 3 years ago, I mean, I grew up criminally shy. I had a speech impediment. I had 5 years going to a speech pathologist and counseling and throwing me out into the mix so I could talk. Then I do the most awful thing I could ever do, and that's become a computer programmer. So yes, I'm a recovering computer programmer. But now, now I find that people are far more interesting and far more beautiful than any zeros and ones. And I'm still learning. I'm a baby in this human business, but I am willing to learn and I'm willing to grow. And that's what the art of connection is about. It's about putting the right people with the right information in the right time and diligently pursuing those relationships so we can all grow together. That's how we change. And I've always felt that it's not just our diversity. It's about how do we take our diversity and we create unity with each other and we don't take things from each other. The art of the connection is a passion of mine because I know what it's like to be that shy child in the classroom getting beat up day in and day out and having to stand up and protect myself, even though I didn't have a voice. And Tamara, you given me a platform where I came out. I was one of those sensitive guys that put so much down into my life. I even forgot that I had cancer in my life, and I broke down crying on your show. That's what Service Heroes is about. That's what the iNetrepreneur Network about. That's what this book is about. It's giving others hope and inspiration and support, even when no one else is. And that's really what love is. And that's what we are here. All these contributors, my co-author, and the most important person in my life, my beautiful, wonderful wife, Sean Renee Jones, who kicked me in the butt when I didn't want to do it anymore and said, get up, get out, and shout about, everything that you can do. And so I love you, honey. I wish you were here today, right now on this show. But you guys all matter to me. And I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for the support of everyone that I already know is going to help to make, if it hasn't happened yet, we are pretty darn close to being number one. Yeah. And you know what? It is more than number one. It is about each one of you being number one in your life, because you can start your day if you choose to use this and really get that journal next to this book and journal what your thoughts are. Utilize it as a tool and make this year your year that you're going to accomplish whatever it is that is in your soul and in your heart to get out there. And let's do that. Let's do that heart and let's send that frequency out there, and let's raise the frequency of the world. We all have a service hero inside. I want to thank all of you. We are going to be closing the show now. However, we're not closing the day on the Art of Connections. Follow what's going on. Join us for the launch party. You all are welcome. And we will be back on Friday. Patty is going to actually be our service hero, Patty Mays, who's been commenting today. Find out more about her on Friday. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.